Welcome back to the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. Today, I'm in southern Colorado, just 17 miles north of the New Mexico border. I plan to show you all the cool things to do in the Conejos Canyon. I had so much fun on this day as I traveled 27 miles down the beautiful Forest Service Road 250. This area is great for camping, hiking, birding, and viewing wildlife. I saw elk, wild horses, free-range cows, and even a marmot. A truly awesome day would be renting a side-by-side UTV at the Red Bear Haus and heading out to the Three Forks Trailhead. Anyway, let me explain exactly where the Conejos Canyon is located. Alright, so this first map is going to show you exactly where the Conejos Canyon is located in southern Colorado. And this next map is going to show you Forest Service Road 250 going from Highway 17 out to the Platoro Reservoir, which is 26.5 miles. Now, things to do in Conejos Canyon. I'm going to take just a minute to highlight some things here. So as I mentioned, the Red Bear Haus, they rent ATVs and they are located right there at the intersection of Colorado Highway 17 and Forest Service Road 250. Then going down the road is Rainbow Trout Ranch. I just made a video about them. You'll have to check it out. That is a 5-star ranch. Super cool spot. Then you'll see there's a bunch of campgrounds and trailheads. Let's look at the Rocky Mountain Lodge. That is in a place called Rocky Mountain Estates, which is a really small town. I'll highlight that. They do have a gas station. Then there are more trailheads and campgrounds and camping areas. And then we'll end up at the town of Platoro, as well as the Platoro Reservoir, which is beautiful. I got a really great footage of a whole herd of elk at the end of this video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this video started. This first clip here is Rainbow Trout Ranch, which I mentioned just a second ago. This place is beautiful. They have a ton of hummingbirds flying off the deck, which are a ton of fun to watch. So you'll have to check them out on Google and maybe book a dude ranch vacation. So this is the Conejos River running through here. Apparently they have extraordinary fly fishing, which rainbow trout is really good at guiding. So if you want to do some fly fishing, this is the place to be for sure. Here's one of the trailheads and some of the free-range cows that are just roaming around. The weather for me was great. The beginning of the day, it rained a little bit as I got to the reservoir, but then it kind of got sunny again, so I lucked out. But in sections of this Forest Service Road 250, the Conejos River runs right along it. And towards the end of the video, I caught footage of a really good herd of elk. This is not the clip I mentioned earlier. This was on the way down that I saw these guys. But on the way back, I saw them again, and they were really close up. So that'll be something to look out for. These are the cows. They all seem super friendly. In a little bit here, I actually got footage of a cow swimming across the Conejos River, which was kind of neat. Check out number 222 with some grass in his teeth, just looking at me.
How are you today?
They're really beautiful animals. So we got a good blue sky day. It is a dirt road. It's kind of slow going, as you saw at the beginning. It's just 26 miles. Oh, right here, this guy swims across the river. I didn't see him down there, and I started to turn the camera, and he kind of freaked out a little bit and jumped down. But yeah, it's about 26.5 miles to the reservoir, but it takes about an hour and a half because you're really only going about 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour. So here's Spectacle Lake Campground. There's tons of campgrounds and dispersed camping areas. And then I'm assuming this is Spectacle Lake. There were some people doing some fishing, and it seemed like a really nice spot just to hang out. Another campground, Conejos Campground. I didn't actually drive through the campgrounds because it would have been super time consuming. But what we got coming up here is the Rocky Mountain Estates, which I mentioned. It is a very small town, just a few houses, and I think there's a hiking trail back there. Rocky Mountain Lodge is right here. And as I zoom in, you'll see that they do offer hunting licenses, and there appears to be a gas station there as well. Rocky Mountain Lodge gets really good reviews on Google, so that might be something to check out. So this road was very manageable in my Subaru Impreza. You do not need an ATV to make it down this trail. Actually, the whole way to the reservoir was quite smooth. I think there was a sign that says the county no longer maintains this road or something, but I wouldn't be afraid of that because it was really smooth for me. Now, if you go in the wintertime, it's obviously going to be another story. So this upper South Fork Trailhead, I believe that Google had them listed incorrectly. You might want to double check if you're going to the upper South Fork Trailhead. There appeared to be two listings. One of them was correct, one of them was incorrect. Here's another dispersed camping area. Even though this is really, really remote, I did see there were some power lines running down through there, which I'm assuming was to service the town of Platoro. I'm going to show you here in a second, a lot of these pine trees were just dead. And I don't know if they're some kind of beetle infestation or what, but check it out. I mean, I bet 80% of the trees are just deader than a doornail, which is probably the reason we're getting all these wildfires in Canada and stuff like that. There's some more wild cows just hanging out. I'm assuming there's a farmer that kind of guides them. They obviously can't escape the canyon, so they just allow them to free range graze, I think is the term. I feel bad for them with all those bugs pestering them like that. Yeah, the clouds are rolling in, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pass the town of Platoro because I was really excited to see the reservoir. And then I'll come back and show you the town of Platoro. As you can see, the rain is coming down just a little bit. This reservoir ended up being so cool. I was like super excited when I got there. There were a few people fishing, and there's actually some trails back there where you can kind of hike back to appear to be more than one reservoir, or they were kind of separated somehow. But it was a lot bigger than I expected. And there is a boat ramp, so if you've got a kayak or something along those lines, a fishing boat, you should be aware of that. So I will get a few shots of the reservoir because I just thought it was so beautiful. Anytime you see a postcard of the mountains in Colorado and the lakes and streams, I feel like that's exactly what I was seeing firsthand. So you'll have to bear with me, and then we'll head over to the town of Platoro, which actually has a cafe and a store. And there are a few places up for sale, actually, if you're interested in checking out the area. Yeah, these next few shots are some of my favorites. I'll probably use them as the thumbnail for this video. The sun popped out, and I was kind of high up in the mountains so where I could get an overview of the river and the lake and the town of Platoro. It was really, really beautiful. If you do go out to the reservoir, make sure you bring your GPS. I kind of made a mistake of leaving the car without my phone. I just wanted to run down this trail really quickly and capture some footage, and the trail was way longer than I expected. And I thought, man, this would really suck if I got lost out here, not knowing where I'm at. All right, here's the town of Platoro. It's a cool little spot. As you can see, they do have electrical lines running through there. And I didn't stop at the restaurant. I didn't stop at the store. I was a little bit exhausted after this whole trek, but this was one of my most fun days when I visited the Alamosa area. I drove down here and checked out Rainbow Trout Ranch and the Conejos Canyon, and it was such a relaxing day, especially with all the wildlife that I ended up capturing. This is a really cool shot right here. This is like a hairpin turn, and it kind of gives you a good overview of the canyon. So I got this marmot coming up right here. You know, we don't have these things in Michigan, and they are just such a beautiful animal. I kind of slammed on my brakes and opened up the camera, and he just sat right there and let me get some footage of him, which was super sweet. Now we're getting towards the end here. I'm excited to show you this herd of elk. I was talking to a local, and he didn't know they got many herds of elk through there. He's actually never heard of it. So I don't know if it was a rare sighting or if they're just kind of making a migration. These are the horses I mentioned. I'm assuming they're wild horses. I don't know. Maybe there's a farmer that's kind of maintaining them, but I know that wild horses are fairly common in the San Luis Valley, and which is really close to this area here. So they're so beautiful. But here's the elk I've been teasing for quite a while now. I actually got 3 really good shots of them, and this is the best of the 3. There were actually quite a few baby elk. I don't know the proper term for baby elk, but oh man, just such beautiful creatures. I saw them one time in Estes Park, which was amazing. But other than that, this is probably the best footage I've gotten with my outdoor show. So, but anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do have just a few more videos from my trip to the San Luis Valley, so keep an eye open for those videos. They will be amazing as always. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.